Well, good morning, my little rays of sunshine. How are you all doing out there today? I'm Michelle the Introvert, and I'm back in my kitchen, as you can see. And I have a very interesting project for us to work on today. And the project for today is homemade ketchup. Yes, I'm making some homemade ketchup today, and I've made it once before and it turned out great. So I thought, why not invite you all today to help me make a little bit more? It's very, very easy. Actually, surprisingly easy. Yes. So my friends, you're welcome to join me for today. That would be great. To start with, I think I'll give you all a nice close-up of the ingredients and the directions as well. To start with, here's just a little bit of information concerning the homemade ketchup. Here are all the ingredients that you will need. And here are the directions. On my countertop, I have all of the ingredients needed, all laid out and ready to go. And I have the measuring cups here and here. And the white sugar is in the Tupperware container. And over in this vicinity, by the spices, is the vinegar. And my slow cooker is right there, handy dandy, ready to go. As most of you already know and are aware, I'm a very, very curious person, and I like to do research and learn about many different things. So when I wanted to make some homemade ketchup, I was curious about the comparison, whether it's cheaper just to buy already made ketchup in the stores, or if it's better in the long run to make homemade ketchup yourself, to see if it's actually saving money or if it's actually making more than what you're actually getting. So I kept this empty bottle here of ketchup, and I used different kinds of name brand ketchups in the store. I usually pick them up when they're on sale, of course, especially lately, right? And I did some math on this. This is 1 liter, and there was 4 cups of ketchup in this container when it was full. And the requirement for this homemade ketchup recipe is 2 of these types of cans of crushed tomatoes. Yes, 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. And I did the math on each of these, and 1 can holds 3 1/3 cup of tomatoes. So 3 1/3 plus 3 1/3 is 6 2/3. Yes. And I bought each of these cans for less than $2. So I did save some money. Plus, it makes a lot more ketchup than I would get in one of these containers here for the same price. So yes, it's a money saver, and you actually get more for your money when you make homemade ketchup yourself. So my friends, how about we get this started? According to this paper here, it says total time is 12 hours. Yes, I guess it all depends on the texture, like your preferred texture. Now, the last time I made this, it actually only took 5 hours in the slow cooker. It didn't take me 12 because the consistency of the ketchup at 5 hours was perfect for what we like here. Yes, it was just like the texture that I would get in the ketchup in the stores. So it was pretty much the same. But it all depends on each person, what their preferred texture is for their ketchup. But for me, only took me 5 hours, not 12. But it all is a personal preference, I guess. So the first thing that I need to do is open up both of these cans of crushed tomatoes and get them into the slow cooker. I scraped out each of these cans with a spoon, but as you can see, there's still a little bit of remnants of crushed tomatoes inside each can. So I have a measuring cup here with water. This has half a cup of water, and this one here, this has half a cup of water, and each of these measuring cups goes into each can just like that. And it's just so we can get the last little remnants of the tomato that's in the can. So I'm just going to swirl this around, my friends, and then everything gets emptied into the slow cooker. The next step is a very easy one. It's to put all the rest of the ingredients in. So I've got to put in the right measurement for vinegar and the white sugar. Also, the onion powder goes in at the correct measurements, of course, and the garlic powder. Now I don't have a garlic clove, so I'm going to be using extra of this garlic powder to make up for that. So that's fine and dandy. I also have to put in some salt and some of this wonderful celery salt, as well as this ground mustard at the right measurement, of course. And lastly, the black pepper. So I'm going to do all that right now, my friends, get everything measured out and start putting everything into the slow cooker. So all of the ingredients are in the slow cooker, and I have turned the slow cooker on to high. And the next thing I'm going to do is stir it with this spoon here. These aren't too hard on slow cookers. They don't scratch up the sides. So I'm going to stir all the ingredients in with this spoon here. And according to the paper here, the recipe, I don't put a cover on, so I don't put the lid on that. I just leave it the way it is. And it's on high, and I just let it cook. I just let it slow cook for a few hours. So my friends, how about we go stir up our wonderful homemade ketchup, and then I'll see you in a couple hours, okay? We'll check on it in a couple hours together. Mix in all of those wonderful, wonderful ingredients. And then we just let this cook. And we'll keep checking it. I'll probably stir it every now and then. Probably once an hour or once every half hour. I'll give it a good stir. Keep the slow cooker on high. And let it do what it's supposed to do. So, I'll see you all back here in 2 hours, and we'll check on this together. It's been 2 hours and it's doing really, really well. It smells really good too. It smells really, really good. I know the last batch that I made, it was actually my first time making this ketchup using this recipe, and Stacy and Gerald and Joshua tasted it on hot dogs, and they thought that this ketchup had a really, really nice flavor. They really, really like it. So it's worth my while to make homemade ketchup, in particular this recipe here. Here's what it looks like, and this is the texture of it so far. So it's been cooking in here for 2 hours on high with the cover off, but I think for the next 2 hours what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it from high to low. So press that button, put it on low. Yes. So I'll keep it on low for the next 2 hours, and I'll keep the cover off. I won't put the lid on. And as time goes by, it'll get thicker and thicker. It's doing really well so far. Now the recipe here says to cook it 10 to 12 hours. And again, it's just about personal preference. By about 5 hours, I'm very happy with the consistency and the thickness of the ketchup. But if you're a person that likes your ketchup really, really thick, then cook it longer on high with no cover. And as time goes by, all the moisture, well, a lot of the moisture will evaporate and the ketchup will get thicker and thicker as time goes on. But I think for me personally, 5 hours is plenty. It's plenty. I'm very happy with that. It's still a nice thickness, quite a nice thickness, similar to the ketchup that you would find in the stores. Yes. So my friends, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this sit on low for the next 2 hours, keep the cover off, and I'll come back here in 2 hours and we can talk a little bit more and take a look at how the ketchup is doing. I'm back. It's been 2 hours again. So I've been doing a lot of stirring of the ketchup in that time period, and Joshua has been helping me out as well. And do you guys want to take a look at how it's doing? Here it is, and it's doing really, really well. It's getting thicker and thicker. Smells very, very good. So we're near the finish line, my friends. We have just 1 more hour left. You can really see a difference in how it's getting a lot thicker as time goes by. Yes, so we have 1 hour left. It should be done in 1 hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this on low and continually stir it off and on for the last hour here. And I'm going to put the cover on. Let that cover stay on there for an hour. And I will see you all back here in 1 hour. The ketchup is finished, my friends. So let's go over to the slow cooker and take a look. There's my spoon and there's my slow cooker. And let's take a look here. And if you're hearing sizzling in the background, it's because I have supper cooking. Yes, it's supper time. And the ketchup looks great. It looks really, really good. It's quite hot still, as you can see, but it is cooked through and it smells fantastic. Looks great, my friends. I'm glad that it's done. I'm happy. Very, very happy with this ketchup. It's going to take a little while for the ketchup to cool down, but when it does, I'm going to put it in these containers right here. And then once the ketchup is in these containers, I'm actually going to put the ketchup in the freezer. Yes, you can actually put homemade ketchup in the freezer. So that's very, very practical. That's great that you can do that. And I wanted to show you some of the ketchup from my very first batch of ketchup making, homemade ketchup. And I wanted to show you how thick this ketchup actually gets. And here's my Tupperware bowl. And I'll just pour it in there so you can see. You can get a bit of an idea of how thick this is. It's coming. Yes, it's quite thick, isn't it? And that's just at 5 hours of cooking in the slow cooker. Yes. It's quite nice. Very, very good. We're very happy with this recipe. And I'm sure that you will be happy with it too if you decide to try this recipe out. Well, my friends, I want to thank you so much for joining me here today, making this really nice homemade batch of ketchup. Yes, it's been a good day. I'm very happy with how things turned out. And it's always great to have you guys around to keep me company. You guys are great company. And if you like this vlog, please give me the YouTube thumbs up or press that subscribe button. That would be great. And I have more vlogs coming up, so stay tuned and I'll talk to you all soon. Talk to you soon, my friends. Bye. Bye.